I'm competitive. I like to win. I like to succeed. I'm one of those people who's known as driven. And I'm learning to believe that God wants to use that in my life, that it's not something really bad, but it is something that needs to be tamed. It's something that needs to be directed in the right way. And one time Jesus is talking to his followers, and some of them were driven. Some of them were competitive. Some of them wanted to win. We know that because they had arguments about who was going to be the greatest, which means they were driven and they were competitive. And God used that in their lives to do amazing things for his kingdom. But when they were being driven and they were being competitive, Jesus did something interesting. He took a child and sat the child on his knee. And in Mark 9:37 he says, "Whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me does not welcome me, but the one who sent me." And we might look at that and say, okay, well, Jesus is telling us as we're leading, as we're being competitive, as we're being driven, that we're supposed to be gentle and childlike. And that there is some truth there. The fruit of the Spirit is gentleness. But I think he's saying something else. I think he's saying something deeper. Because he doesn't say in this case, act like this child. He says, welcome this child. In other words, as you're going about your life, as you're going about your drive, as you're going about accomplishing things this year, don't step on people to do it. Stop. Look at the weak. Look at the helpless. Look at the person who needs your assistance. Look at the person who's hurting. Welcome that person. Because godly greatness isn't just about humility and gentleness. It's about seeing value in the people other people don't see value in. It's about loving the people who we may not want to love. It's about taking time to stoop down and say hi to a child when you think you've got more important things to do. That's a sign of Christ-like leadership, Christ-like gentleness, and being flat out just like Jesus. And that's today's Jumpstart.